How to pick wine for a ribeye steak. Hello and welcome to Video Jug. I'm Tom Williams and today I'm meeting with wine expert Neil Phillips to learn how to match wine with a classic ribeye steak. If you want to know how this delicious and juicy steak was made, watch Video Jug's film How to Cook a Ribeye Steak. Step 1. The food. What we've got here is a nice ribeye steak. It's been grilled quite quickly, so it's still very rare, nice and juicy, and I've just served it with some chips and a tomato and a mushroom, kind of classic accompaniments. It smells great, it's going to taste great. What wine have you brought to go with it? Step 2. The wine.
Well, what I've got here today, Tom, is actually Jacob's Creek SHIRAZ from Southeast Australia. SHIRAZ is a great variety. It works particularly well in Australia, but also people will know it as Syrah in southern France in the Côte d'Rône. Why I've chosen this wine is because what it has is great intensity and concentration, which will go really well with the full flavour of the steak. Also, it's got a bit of oak aging as well, which backs up that full bodiness of this particular wine. So I think it's a good, straightforward match we've got here. One other thing I would normally do as well is I'd actually normally open this wine 1 or 2 hours beforehand because of that full bodiness as well.
Okay, sounds good. Should we try some?
Absolutely, let's do it, Tom. So what we've got on this nose is great fruit concentration. You need plums and dark fruits there, and you need that to match up to the full flavourness of the steak. And SHIRAZ is great from Australia for doing this. The other thing we've got, there's a little bit of spiciness as well from the oak, and that actually adds again in terms of giving you that concentration and standing up to the steak really well.
Okay, certainly rich.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Well, shall we try some steak with it then?
Absolutely.
Just tuck in. It's nice and rare.
Yeah, that's lovely.
That's lovely.
I really like that. What I really like about this wine is because it's got that really good fruit concentration, but it's not overwhelming. It's got nice soft tannins as well. That bit of spicy oak stands out brilliantly to the full flavour of the steak. A really good straightforward match here.
Yeah, you still get the good beefiness through there. It's really, really good.
Absolutely.
Step 3. Other wines. What about a white wine then? Would you ever put a white wine with this kind of steak?
Well, it's a good question, Tom. I mean, certainly you could have, say, something like a Chardonnay with lots of oak and big structure. However, it wouldn't stand up to the full flavour of the steak. So my advice would be to stick to red wines in this case.
So as a general rule of thumb, you would always say red wine with red meat?
Yeah, I would, but part of the fun is trying to be a bit of flexibility. And one thing you can do with some of those softer reds is match them up to something like chicken. So you can certainly use reds with some of the white meats that are around.
Okay, and what about other red wines to go with this steak? What else would you recommend?
Well, we talked about Syrah from the Rhone Valley, and I think there's 2 things you've got to have from a wine from the Rhone Valley in this particular case. It's certainly intense concentration and lots of full flavour to match up to the steak. And also what is a really good match is Campo Viejo Grand Reserva. Something with a little bit of age on it as well. Again, it's got a bit of oak there and some good fruit, and that will go perfectly with this dish too.
Excellent. I can't wait to try it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Recap. Stick with wines with an intense and concentrated flavour. Choose medium-bodied or full-bodied wines. Remember, white wine will be overwhelmed by the beef. Always choose red. There are plenty of options for you to try, but start with SHIRAZ, Syrah, or Cabernet Sauvignon, or Bordeaux. Done.